rồi kìa mà. Con tắm luôn bữa lấy à? Tắmไปเปิดมาไม่เคยเห็นผมรบกวนแจ้งแขกอย่างด่วนนะครับตอนนี้มีพายุ
Plötsligt så försvann allt vatten. Och nu så står alla båtar som ni ser här helt strandsatt. Sara, hon ser glad ut ändå. Ja.
Die brechen da hinten und die Wellen, die brechen da hinten auch heftig, oder? Alter Schwede, was da hinten abgeht. Nein. Aber da hinten, da geht, das ist ja Wahnsinn, das ist richtig.
Wenn die Welle hier auf den Strand rauscht, ne?
Hier, die hauen noch alle ab, die Zeit.
På 20 sekunder så kom det ungefär 4 meter vatten. Helt jävla sjukt. Vi hann liksom knappt ta oss upp på stranden innan det här är helt sjukt.
Das Fischerboot da hinten ist gekentert. Boah, was ist das?
Ja, Tsunami.
I know, I can see it. That wave is a good 15-20 feet tall. Easy. Get in!
Hey! Get up, do it! Hey! Kijk hier! Door het restaurant heen!
Look at the waves coming. Clear out, people! Clear out! I hope no one was out there. Oh my God, look out. Get in the room, get in the room, get in the room. We're leaving today if we can get out of here. This is no longer the beautiful place that it once was. Thank goodness we're on the 3rd floor. Oh my God, this is devastating. We're not going anywhere today.
Det kommer igen här.
So dear student, what you have seen, is it simple to accept? No, not at all. It is quite disastrous, right? So now what you have seen, you are going to read that disaster which took place near to Tamil Nadu coast in India, and it was like quite disastrous. Nobody can explain the pain of this. So what are you waiting for? Now let us go and read the chapter. Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to online classes, and I, Ajay Kumar, your English teacher, is now going to start a new chapter number 2 of Honeydew, class 8 NCERT English book. So we are going to read about the tsunami, right? So there are some facts which we should know about the tsunami, and before we read, we should try to understand the picture given here, the map of Andaman and Nicobar Island, right? You know what are Iceland? I hope everyone knows. Like we can see here, as the graph is given, map is given for Andaman Island, and here Nicobar Island. Okay, so we should see this one also, and after watching this, you'll have to correct the sentence below that I am leaving on you people, and after that I'll provide you the answer of this. Now let us go on the chapter. So what is called tsunami? A tsunami is a very large and powerful wave caused by earthquakes under the sea. And do you know, on 26th December 2004, tsunami hit Thailand and parts of India such as Andaman and Nicobar Island and the Tamil Nadu coast. Here are some stories of courage and survival. Did animals sense that a tsunami was coming? Some stories suggest that they did. So in this chapter we are going to read more about the tsunami, how it happened and what it did when it came and hit the Andaman Nicobar Island, and as well as some coastal areas of Tamil Nadu. As most of the person says that this type of disasters can be smelt by the animals. So in this story you can see how the animals are getting the smell of tsunami as well. You can see here in the picture how the coastal areas were totally destroyed, vandalized by the tsunami. So let us start part 1 of the chapter, and that is, these stories are all from the Andaman and Nicobar archipelago. Ignatius was the manager of a cooperative society in Kachal. His wife woke him up at 6 a.m. because she felt an earthquake. Ignatius carefully took his television set off its table and put it down on the ground so that it would not fall and break. Then the family rushed out of the house. When the tremors stopped, they saw the sea rising. In the chaos and confusion, 2 of his children caught hold of the hands of their mother's father and mother's brother and rushed in the opposite direction. He never saw them again. His wife was also swept away. Only 3 other children who came with him were saved. So in this first para, what the story is narrated is when, first of all, we should note the word meaning. Now archipelago is known as a group of many islands and the surrounding sea. This is known as archipelago, right? Now this story is about that, and since in this story the character has been also involved, the characters are Ignatius. He was the manager of a cooperative society in Kachol. Kachol is a place where he lives with his wife and family. When this tsunami hit that place, his wife woke him up, and she told that she is feeling earthquake. However, Ignatius was in sleep, though he took the television set off from the table where it was put down, and he kept it on the ground so it could not fall and break. And you can imagine the rush and the havoc created after that. When any earthquake comes, people used to run away either and either. So in the same way, every family member of Ignatius was doing that. Now the next word meaning is tremor. Here, tremor means a slight shake. Earth tremors, the earth shake during an earthquake is called tremor. So when the shaking of earth stopped, it was not the end of the disaster. It was the starting of the disaster. When they felt like the earthquake has stopped, then after they saw that the sea is rising, and rising like what? Rising like they never saw it, ever. Rising like as we have seen some waves coming out of the sea with the full force and all that. So in the same way, sea was rising, and they were in havoc, chaos and confusion because they have never seen it. However, two of the children of Ignatius, they actually tried to catch the hand of their mother's father, Nanaji, and mother's brother, maternal uncle. So they were trying to hold their hand, but the sea wave was so hard and so fast that it swept away all the things in different directions, opposite directions. They never imagined, and they never expected that the force of the sea waves will be that much, so that they will not get even a single second to move in a safe place. And after that, when they swept away, Ignatius tried to find them, but he never saw them again. It means that they were taken away by the waves. Even Ignatius' wife was also swept away. She was also vanished in somewhere, with the waves. And only 3 other children who came with him were saved. Now, these are the 3 children who were not the family member, but still they came with Ignatius' wife, father, and Ignatius' wife, brother. They were only saved. And next para, Sanjeev was a policeman serving in Kachol Island of the Nicobar group of Iceland. He somehow managed to save himself, his wife and his baby daughter from the waves. But then he heard cries for help from the wife of John, the guest house cook. Sanjeev jumped into the water to rescue her, but they were both swept away. So in this next para, this is a story of another survivor. We can't call them survivor, but at once it seemed like Sanjeev could have saved the life, but since the force of wave was so high that they both were swept away. However, Sanjeev saved himself first, and then his wife and his baby daughter also. But when he tried to save the wife of John and John's family, he was trapped into that waves and was swept away, was taken away by the waves. 13-year-old Meghna was swept away along with her parents and 77 other peoples. She spent 2 days floating in the sea, holding on to a wooden door. 11 times she saw relief helicopters overhead, but they did not see her. She was brought to the shore by a wave and was found walking on the seashore in a daze. So there were many peoples. There were many people who were trapped into the waves of the sea, and they actually got into the disgusting, or you can say the very odd situation when tsunami hit the sea or Tamil Nadu coast and Andaman Nicobar coast. Well, as you can see, the survival of the people who were trapped around the sea waves was quite difficult, and when it was floating in the seas, it was quite life-taking moment for them, but they still never left their hope. They tried to swim away out of the sea with the help of some wooden door which was floating in the sea, and they were also looking for the help from the government side, and even the helicopters were flying over the sea, but still they were not looking. I mean, somehow they were missing the people. They could not able to see that some persons are also there, and even the people who were trapped there were also quite getting frustrated, just because the rescue helicopter was not looking at them. But somehow they survived and they reached to the seashore by the help of wave. Now another story is of Almas Javed. Now, who was Almas Javed? Almas Javed was 10 years old. She was a student of Carmel Convent in Port Blair, where her father had a petrol pump. Her mother Rahila's home was in Nancowry Island, and the family had gone there to celebrate Christmas. When the tremors came early in the morning, the family was sleeping. Alma's father saw the sea water recede. He understood that the water would come rushing back with great force. He woke everyone up and tried to rush them to a safer place. As they ran, her grandfather was hit on the head by something and he fell down. Her father rushed to help him. Then came the first giant wave that swept both them away. Alma's mother and aunt stood clinging to the leaves of a coconut tree, calling out to her. A wave uprooted the tree and they too were washed away. Alma saw a log of wood floating. She climbed onto it. Then she fainted. When she woke up, she was in a hospital in Kamorota. From there, she was brought to Port Blair. The little girl does not want to talk about the incident with anyone. She is still traumatized. So, dear student, now as you can see how the fatal and how the cruel this tsunami was, which nearly taken the life of many people who were living there, who were residing there, who were the local people of that place. We can see many examples, and out of that one was Almas Javed also, how badly she has been taken away, all his family. Either it is the grandfather or father. While saving his father, he was washed away. Then after, her mother was also washed away with the giant wave while cleaning the house and all that. and even the Almus, she was also trapped into the water waves, but somehow it was her luck that saved her from that wave. So dear student, now this is it for today. Today explanation. Now we'll meet tomorrow and we'll continue with the second part of this tsunami chapter. Since this tsunami chapter is very much related to the geography part, so I think you should discuss more and you should research more on the tsunami, and you should make a PPT, that is the PowerPoint, on tsunami, how it is happening. Okay, now I'll bid goodbye to all of you and we'll meet again tomorrow. You can do the word meaning also, the verb form also. So this was it for today. Now we'll meet tomorrow. Thank you and have a nice day.